So Lemaj, what does music mean to you?
Wow. What does music mean to me? Music means life. Music means expression, an opportunity for truth telling. In certain situations, music can even mean healing. You know, music always sets the tone. It always sets the vibe. You know what I mean? You go back to the Bible, talk about how music calmed the savage beast and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, music is, for me, music is everything.
Definitely. What inspires you, or who inspires you musically?
Well, we'd be here all day. Who inspires me musically? I mean, Missy Elliott. First off, I'm born in 1988, so I grew up with real deal R&B songwriting, where I couldn't wait to get to the record store with my mother or my uncle at what's called Circuit City and different mom and pop shops around town and whatnot. Of course, down at Louds Mall, my people's pig work down there. But there's, you know, Missy Elliott from a songwriting standpoint and arranger. You have Devontae Swing, Babyface, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, all the work they did with like Mint Condition and Janet Jackson in the 80s and the 90s. Going back to arrangements again, you know, you have Prince, of course. From an executive production standpoint, there's people like Puff Daddy, Quincy Jones, Kirk Franklin. You know, if we get into strictly hip hop, there's Tupac, there's Jay-Z, there's Outkast, Scarface. You know, I go on and on, UGK. But my biggest influencers were probably, when I first started writing, was Erykah Badu and Lauryn Hill and Outkast, because they were so authentic in comparison to everyone else that may have had a shield up. You know, it's like, here's who I am, here's my art, and this is what you're gonna get. You know what I mean? So they were very, and continue to be very instrumental on my thought process about music. And I can't forget Pharrell Williams, you know, for the textures that he puts into any project that he's a part of. You always know his kind of imprint.
Man, you touched on a lot of special people in the industry. So yeah, I mean, you can definitely tell you done your research and you travel sonically. So piggybacking off of that, give us your top 5 hip hop.
Top 5 production rappers. What we talking about?
Let's go with rappers. Let's go rappers side.
But top 5 in my heart, there's Jay-Z, there's Tupac, there's Eminem. Say what you will about the current state of music, he'll wash anybody. He's washed some legends multiple times. What's that, 3? Then there's 3 Stacks, of course. Legendary on everything he touches, from Southern Playlists and Cadillac Music on up to The Love Below, where, you know, of course we see him start to turn into another form of hip hop artist and expand his boundaries. And for my 5th place, I'm gonna go with K-Dot, man. I'm gonna go with the little homie with Section 8 that put him on the map. You know, probably globally put him on the map, I would say. You know, so yeah. Producers, I mean, there's Timbaland, there's Pharrell. You can't. I mean, right now somebody like Mike Will made it. I mean, he been killing it. He's doing. You know, he did the Creed album. For the second Creed, I want to say. And then you have Jesus Christ. Of course, there's the Doctor. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Dre. If you ain't heard the Chronic, you know, bless your soul and go ahead and get that. And I'm gonna say it's gonna be super unconventional, but James Brown, just because in the gangster rap era, late 90s, late 80s, early 90s, everybody was sampling James Brown. You know, so for a good 6 or 7 year span, we don't really have the sound that we have in hip hop without James Brown.
When did you know you wanted to pursue a career in music?
Boy, let me tell you, it was a hot day at the Kentucky Fair in 1992. You know, my mother had me young. She was in high school when she had me, right? So I went everywhere she went naturally. So me, her, and a car full of her homegirls, we went to the fair to see the Free concert, of course. It's H-Town Boys, and they had their hit song back in the day, "Knocking the Boots," and hear the song "Come On," and all of the women in Cardinal Stadium at the time, the original Cardinal Stadium, but that they just tore down, just went wild and just started racing toward the end of the stands, and they throwing water and stuff, and I'm like, I want that reaction. I don't know how I'm gonna get there, but I'm gonna get there. And just seeing the power that music has to connect with people, you know what I mean? So that's when I knew I wanted to do something with music. It's like it just just pulled my heart to the stage or something.
Okay, I respect that for sure. How'd you come up with your name? Where'd your name Lemaj come from?
Man, so when I started writing, I was probably 7 or 8 years old. When I started rapping, I started out freestyling all the time, and the practice of writing rhymes. I was probably about 9 years old when I wrote 8 or 9 when I wrote my very first rap. That wasn't poetry, and so around that time, it's Lil Wayne, it's BG, it's Lil Turk, it's Lil Bow Wow, Lil Romeo. Everybody's little, and it wasn't looking like I was gonna be 6'5" no time soon. So I was like, I don't want to be Lil nothing. So I want something else. So I went through a whole bunch of names or whatever. But 2002, I want to say the Honey Awards or the Essence Awards or something. Alicia Keys was on stage accepting an award. She had burned up the charge the last year and a half or whatever, and she looked into the camera like this and was like, I do music to inspire that 13, 14-year-old kid that's writing poetry on their stoop, that is always at their computer typing up something, and I hope I inspire you. And my mama looked at me, she said, boy, she's talking to you. And I'm like, yeah, I need a name. So they cut to a commercial because Alicia Keys is long-winded. They cut to a commercial, and it was a new Baby Fat followed by, I want to say, Eve Fetish clothing line. And that's when everybody had the symbols on the butt of the jeans, because that's what was in at the time. And I was like, Mama, I need me a name that's gonna look good on the booty of some jeans. And so she got a real distinguished cursive handwriting with a penmanship. And I told her, like, write my name out, write my middle name. And so I was like, my middle name Jamil. So I was like, I don't want to, there's already a Jay-Z, so I didn't want another J or whatever. So I started to do it backwards. She did it backwards. Boom, Lemaj. You know what I mean? So one name, 5 letters, and I knew I wanted to have one name so I could be like Jay-Z, or Tupac, or Madonna, or Prince. And just have that one. Like, when you hear this name, when you see this name, like, you know what's up.
Any memorable experiences that stick out to you along your musical journey?
Experiences that stick out to me? Hell yeah, man. Being booed off stage a couple times, man. Doing talent shows or whatever when I was in college. And, I'm at the computer all hours of the night cooking up. I'm like, yeah, it's hard, man. They gonna love this. Get on stage, boo, and boo birds come out, man. Like, that ain't the feeling that you ever forget. You know what I mean? So I knew a few guys that they got booed off stages like I did, but I think they kind of quit when it happened to them, So for me, it was like, okay, I'm gonna get y'all the next time. You know what I'm saying? I got booed off stage 2, 3, 4, 5 times. You know what I'm saying? But I always knew I had the talent in me. It just didn't connect with everybody in the room. But it's always 1 or 2 people that's like, I was feeling that, but it ain't last long. It's all good though. So Master P said something similar. He was on the road with Tupac. He said, he was doing bad about it. And there always be a bunch of people like walking around or whatever, but it'd be 2 or 3 that's bouncing in the whole stadium. So he knew he had something with just those 2 or 3. Eventually everybody else can catch on.
That's deaf. I was gonna say, not every artist makes music for everybody. So,
yeah.
Just kind of piggybacking off of that, who would you say, if you had a target audience, or who would you say that your music reaches?
Man, on the real, my music reach people that's grown, that have been through some stuff, that still got things that they want to accomplish, and they refuse to be mediocre. You know, my music is for people that aspire to be great. You know, so that's what my music for.
And so, where can people find your music?
You can find my music on all streaming platforms. We're gonna support black business, so go ahead and holler at that title. You did, first and foremost. I'm there. Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Lemaj, Lemaj. And if you're across seas, I'm on Deezer, I'm on platforms across the continent, and all throughout Europe and Asia as well. So holla at your boy, check me out, like, subscribe, share, and all of that. Catch me on Instagram as well, at it's Lemaj.
What are your goals and intentions with your music? Like, you know, what do you want to leave the people with?
Man, that's deep. What do I want to leave the people with? I want to leave the people with the same feeling that I get when I hear Off the Wall or Thriller, something that was made 30, 40 years ago almost, and it's current. You know what I'm saying? I wanna leave people with a feeling of, this was a song 20 years ago, and you still gonna hear it at the family reunion, and everybody know all the words, on some Frankie Beverly and Maze type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? I wanna leave something that's generational but transgenerational at the same time. And being that the industry, it is a business, right? So I wanna leverage my opportunities that I'll have in the near future to teach others how to handle their business of being an entertainer, and everything that comes along with that. I want to leave something behind for my grandkids at this point. You know, I never want them to be able to experience poverty for themselves, but I want them to be in a position, because of the earnings that I have from my family from music, to be able to help those who may be in impoverished situations and in impoverished mindsets. And I want my music to touch people in their souls.
Definitely respect that. Lemaj, thank you for your time, man. We appreciate you, my brother.
Straight up, I appreciate you. Velvet's out right now. Go get it.